In this video, I go over 5 different resources you can use to find a D&D group. So let's jump into it. Starting off, the first tool that I have and have had a lot of personal success with is actually Reddit. Specifically, the LFG Subreddit page. This is a subreddit dedicated to helping players find groups to play with. It has a easy to follow format for posts, making it incredibly easy to find exactly what you're looking for. There's tags for online games or in-person games, the time of the game, or even down to the system that they're going to be playing, whether it be 5th edition, Pathfinder, or any others, and you can filter them all down by the flair depending upon what you're looking for. You can go there literally any day of the week and find at least 20 posts of people looking for groups to play with. And if you don't see any posts matching your interest, you can either wait another day or just post your own. The only thing is that if you do decide to make a post of your own rather than respond to another, Dungeon Masters are always going to be in higher demand than players, so it might take a little bit of extra effort on your part to keep skimming the pages to see if there's any new groups forming before you find one that fits you. The second resource I suggest is a name that you actually might be familiar with, and it's Roll20. Did you know that Roll20 has a join a game feature that players can use to find games with open slots? Yeah, I didn't either today until I looked it up writing the script for this video. You just head to Roll20, click on Join Game, and you're brought to a tool that allows you to search for games that fits what you'd be looking for. So if you wanted to play D&D 5e, I would just filter it to D&D 5e, and here we have all the 5e games looking for players. You can click on whatever game looks interesting to you, and then reach out to the person that posted the listing. It is important to know that Roll20 does have both paid and unpaid games, so if you're looking for a free option, make sure it doesn't have the pay-to-play tag. But if you're a fellow neckbeard like myself, well, not really the beard part, but you know what I mean. Roll20 has a subreddit that people post on listings for as well. In my opinion, the subreddit is a bit easier to communicate, so if you aren't having any listing luck on the Roll20 format, you can check out the subreddit. It seems to be almost as populated and as active as the original subreddit I mentioned first, so it's worth taking a look at. Now, if you're one of those new players that learned about D&D from Critical Role, I'd be surprised if you weren't aware of my third resource, D&DBeyond. It has a forum specifically dedicated for connecting players with other players. Now, obviously, this resource is purely for D&D, and it is D&DBeyond, but I feel like that's pretty much a given. Like the other resources, it has both free and paid options, and there's a typical forum that allows you to organize these posts by relevance and post date. And with the quick look I had at the forum when I was writing the script for this video, the oldest post on the front page of the Looking for Group forum was only an hour old, so it's pretty active. Like the others, it might take a little bit of time to find a group that fits exactly what you're looking for, just by the nature of how a forum works, but based upon the amount of activity D&D Beyond seems to have, this is likely the most active forum so far. But speaking of official D&D resources, let's talk about Adventurers League. This is the only resource on my list today that is almost exclusively for in-person play. Effectively, Adventurers League is an event that local game stores or hobby shops can participate in, where they host D&D Adventure League game nights that players can come to play D&D. If you've ever seen a game shop hosting a Magic the Gathering event, it's like the same thing, but just D&D. This does have a cost generally, but I found it ranges anywhere from $10 to $20 depending upon the shop that you go to. There are, however, online options, but I kind of suggest going in person if you have the option. It is a completely different experience playing in person to playing online, and I think everyone should at least get to experience it once. And it also generally costs less than playing the online version of Adventurers League, which is a slight bonus. It obviously has a big requirement of having a hobby shop or game store in your area that participates in it, but you can always check out the Adventurers League website to see if there are any in your area. Also, this is probably a good time to point out that I'm putting links to all these resources in the description, so if you want to check out any of these, you can scroll down there and find what you're looking for. Also, while you're down there, why not just hit like and subscribe? But anyways, let's talk about my last resource, StartPlaying. I kept StartPlaying for the last resource specifically because I have the least experience with it, and because it's mostly for paid services, which is not necessarily accessible to every player. That being said, it has by far the most postings for games out of all of the resources I mentioned. There are a bunch of games in a range of prices starting as low as $5, and honestly, I just set the filter to $5 and scrolled down, and I scrolled for a good minute and still couldn't find anything above $5. So as far as price point is concerned, it does cost money, but $5 for 3 or 4 hours of entertainment is like really good. Honestly, I kind of feel bad for someone only charging $5, but you know what? Hey, we're all having fun, right? I will say that I have not personally tried StartPlaying yet and have only heard about it through word of mouth, but what I have heard are all good things. But anyways, those are my 5 resources I have for you today. If this video helped you, please consider subscribing or liking the video for awesome D&D content just like this in the future. And if you find a group through some of these resources, come back and let me know in the comment section. I would really love to hear it. But anyways, that's all I have for today's video, so thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you on Friday.